10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Buttonwood Park Zoo for this very special dedication. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Paula Montgomery, the Director of Community Engagement for the Buttonwood Park Zoological Society. Keith Lovett, our director, could not be here with us today and asked me to share his sincere apologies and to express his appreciation to Charlie's Children's Charities, the Winterhalter family, and everyone involved in making this project possible, which you will see are many. Due to the heat, we're going to not go through all of the names of everybody who has taken part and been a part of this event and this incredible space. But I do ask that once we set you inside to play, that you do take notice of the signs that are in there and recognize the people who contributed their time, their energy, and their resources to this project to make it happen. Charlie's Nature Play is part of the zoo's master plan to completely redevelop our entire 7-acre campus into a world-class zoo focused on conservation and environmental education. The redevelopment of the zoo is a long-term plan. Charlie's Nature Play is the third major project to be completed on the master plan, and this fall we will start 2 additional projects in this same area that will help advance our mission of being the largest environmental educational institute on the South Coast. The addition of the Nature Connection Education Center, which is this beautiful New England barn behind us. It will look quite different when we're finished with it. And the addition of an Animal Ambassador building, which will be in the field right over to my right shoulder. The master plan is a partnership between the City of New Bedford and the Zoological Society, and we have been incredibly fortunate to be receiving tremendous community support as well. I'd like to recognize some people who are here with us and have been strong advocates for the zoo and the redevelopment plan. Christine Arsenault, who is here representing Mayor Mitchell's office, Scott Lima, Ward 5 City Councilor, and I'm not sure if State Rep Bob Kazera has arrived yet, but Mr. Kazera as well as all of our delegates in the City Council and at the state level. Thank you for all the work that you've done on our behalf. And of course, we would not be in the place we are if it were not for our dedicated Board of Directors. For those of you, when I do call your name, just raise your hand. We have a nice, wonderful crowd here. Marion Wayner, the president of our board. Chris Jacobson, Jeffrey Martin, Fred Smilak, Jonathan Waggy, and Christine Arsenault. And other board members ask that I express their sincere appreciation to all of you as well. This project is special. Carrie Hawthorne, our Curator of Education, will speak to that in a bit, but it is our hope that you and all of Charlie's friends feel that way. We have just seen incredible reactions to this space, and I hope we see them among you today. Thank you to Charlie's Children's Charities for believing in this project, and in particular to Desiree, Mitchell, Evan, and Max. For allowing us to name it after Charlie. I'd like to now introduce Jeff Martin. Yes, another round of applause. I really didn't know Charlie, but I've gotten to know Des and so many of the other Winterhalter family members over the years. And I said that to you the other day, I wish I had had the chance to know him. So I hope that his family and friends come and see him and feel him in this space. So I'd like to now introduce Jeff Martin, who today is wearing 2 hats. Jeff as a member of the Zoological Society's board and a member of Charlie's Children's Charities.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming out on this hot morning, but it's a real pleasure to be here. First, I have to mention that Maureen Armstrong should be up here speaking right now, but unfortunately the mic's not, I'll talk into it better. Unfortunately, Maureen was delayed by flight from Louisville, Kentucky, so she's obviously very sad for not being here, but she sends her love to everyone in the Winterhalter family, so please let you know that Maureen's here in spirit. Each year, Charlie's Children's Charities runs a golf tournament. We always have to decide, of all the great organizations in Greater New Bedford, where do we want to donate a large sum of money? And one year, Maureen came to the committee meeting and mentioned that the zoo was going through a reorganization and a redevelopment of the whole entire zoo, and one of the projects was this nature play. And we all thought, whoa, that's a pretty good opportunity to donate it to a good cause. Charlie was very involved in the zoo early on, so we thought it was a perfect fit. And as you can see, it is a perfect fit. So we're really happy that the resources from Charlie's Children's Charities was able to help build this incredible place. So I thought it was a great idea, and everyone else did, and here we are. I'm very humbled to be here today. I'm as a board member and as a friend of the Winterhalter family for a very long time. Not a week goes by that I don't think about Charlie. You know, today happens to be the week in the Pan Mass Challenge, which I rode in many years, and Charlie made it very easy for me to ride 200 miles. So every day or every week something happens that I'm thinking about Charlie. A lot goes into the creation of this plan, executing on all the details. There's a lot of hard work, fundraising, construction. We appreciate all the work and all the volunteerism that happened to make this happen. So I'm really proud to have everyone here today and be part of this celebration, so thank you. I don't really want to speak too much. At this point, I think it's important that I talk a little bit about Carrie Hawthorne. When I first joined the board, I wasn't really sure what to expect and what my role was going to be. And what I didn't know was how important the zoo was to community outreach, education, and the phenomenal work that gets done in that space. And I had no idea who Carrie was, but I must say I'm overly impressed. She's an incredible woman who has done phenomenal things for the zoo and the community at large. And it's truly my pleasure to introduce Carrie and have her talk a little bit about the space here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. That was a really nice introduction. Thank you, everyone, for being here today for this dedication and ribbon cutting. Projects like this cannot get done without the incredible support the zoo receives from our community, and I speak for the entire zoo staff when I say we're all just so grateful. Making sure you can hear me. Charlie's Nature Play has been a dream for many years, and to see it opened and enjoyed by the children and families of the South Coast has been a real honor of mine. The Buttonwood Park Zoo and Zoological Society work to save threatened and endangered species every day, both in our backyard and around the world. A huge piece of that work is making sure our visitors, members, and supporters are motivated and inspired to help us, because we can't do it alone. As we look forward to who will make up this group in the not-too-distant future, we acknowledge that the children who visit us and participate in our programs today are the voters, parents, decision-makers, innovators, and leaders of tomorrow. And when you look at childhood, it's not a mystery who people or why people grow up to care about the environment and are connected to their sense of place. Actually, a lot of research has been done on that very topic in the environmental education field, and it really comes down to unstructured time in nature. For myself, my childhood memories, and I'm sure many of yours, are filled with days of being kicked out of the house after breakfast and coming home when the street lights came back on. I might pop in for a snack every once in a while, but I was really out there, and really everyone in my neighborhood was. In those unadulterated hours, I spent time making mud soup in my mom's bird bath, rode my bike to the beach with my friends, had a fort under my neighbor's hedges, and used my imagination to create worlds around me every day. And I really, truly believe that that was what brought me to my place in the world as an adult and the work that I do here at the zoo. Children today spend a lot of time when I look at childhood today, it's very different. I think we can all kind of think about that for a second. Children today spend a lot of time in structured activities inside and often with a screen in front of them. In fact, they spend an average of 7 minutes a day outside in unstructured play. 7 minutes a day. To put that in perspective, I just read an interesting article. Prisoners in maximum security prisons here in the United States are required by law to have more time than that here in the United States. This can be detrimental to our children's social, emotional, and physical well-being. Raising a young child myself in this region, I noticed there was a lot of opportunities to visit playgrounds, museums, and participate in structured activities, which are all wonderful parts of childhood. But the other parents around me just weren't comfortable taking their kids out in the woods to explore, or motivated to get outside and let the kids do what they do best, which is get dirty, basically. Nationally and internationally, a lot of organizations and childhood researchers are beginning to understand what is lost when our children don't get these opportunities. And this nature play movement, which Charlie's Nature Play is now a part of, is gaining ground. The zoo worked with a national organization called Nature Explore to help us design Charlie's Nature Play to be a space that families and children can enjoy for years to come. Using best practices and research-based strategies, we have built what we hope is not only a place for our visitors and for you today to make memories, but a springboard for this region to have a conversation about how children play and the value of unstructured time outside. I also want to say this area, although Nature Explorer was huge in helping us design the space, there was a lot of local help and expertise that helped us take that plan and put it on the ground and make it a reality. From the city's DPI and DFFM departments, as well as Wayne Trahan of Trahan Landscaping and George Figueredo from Mount Vernon Group. They really helped us take that vision and make it a reality. Since its opening, I have spent a lot of time up here in this space with our conservation keepers and volunteers, watching how families and community groups are using the space and talking with adults. Being in this space has sparked fond memories for parents of their childhood spent in the park fishing or exploring, and they have thanked us for creating a space that they can bring their kids to do similar activities. I often hear things, I've heard this multiple times, this is what kids should be doing, and you really don't need all the bells and whistles and all the plastic stuff. My kid's been here for 2 hours and we can't get them out. Every single day, and Paula can be witness to this, I get threatened by a member saying, well, I'm going to be here at least 2 or 3 times a week from now on because this is everything my kids want to do in one place. We have had a couple early childhood centers even reach out recently asking after visiting how we could help them design nature play spaces in their facility, because they really remarked on how the kids played cooperatively in this space. It's not king of the mountain, it's what can we all create together. And this past Thursday, the zoo hosted Smooth Sailing into Kindergarten, where incoming kidners from New Bedford Public Schools were invited with their families to visit the zoo. They got to meet their schools and their staff, and they also got a backpack full of supplies. And once they were done with that, they were up here creating memories, engaging in nature play, using their imaginations, and to really be up here that day and seeing all of that wonderfulness happening made the work that went into this space worth every minute. In just a few short weeks, we are already starting to see the goals of Charlie's Nature Play become realities. And we know this is just the beginning. Beyond the space providing essential play for children and families visiting the zoo, professional development, programming, and community engagement are just a few of the things Charlie's Nature Play will bring to this community. I believe I speak for parents and educators when I say thank you for helping us change the way children play and for the profound impact your contributions will have on future generations. We may never fully understand the impacts creating a spaceship in Invent or baking a mud pie in Dig will have on kids playing in this space, but we know we are making a difference. I hope you will love this space as much as we do, and I want to thank you again so much for your support.
I think you'll agree we probably have the best education curator in the United States. Thanks, Carrie. At this time, I'd like to bring up another dear friend of mine, part of the Winterhalter family. Not many people agree with me all the time, but there's one person who I have a great friendship with, and we always seem to be on the same page. Tell Winterhalter, please come up.
With a smile on her face, and as I said, a determination to get things done and really make everybody else feel comfortable. So I truly appreciate that. And all during that time, we saw 3 great boys become 3 incredibly terrific young men. This is a great day for Charlie. Charlie would love the nature play. He'd love everything about it, I think. He'd love the sign. He'd love its name. It's a really cool sign, though. It really is. He would love everything that it represents, all the components and the stations within the nature play. He would really, really enjoy all of that. So, you know, I think it's a place, amongst other things, that kids can come to express themselves, to be happy, and to feel joy. And who amongst us can't appreciate and like that, right? So, without further ado, I'm going to have Des and the three boys come on up here and lead us with Paula into the ribbon cutting ceremony. Thank you very much.
Ten, 9,